Yeah. You know me very good, very well. It was a night when Kamasi Washington was playing here on that stage. It was a moment. It was a night that changed all of us. Yurii Sadovyy, Lviv.
Hello, this is Joe Lindsley in Lviv, Ukraine. Every Wednesday night, the LV Café Jazz Club here hosts a jam session, and it's become something not just about the music, but about a community and collegiality that have been forming. As a result of the music happening here, I think the LV Café has maybe become a global nexus for great jazz music. We saw this during the Leopolis Jazz Fest here in June 2021, where talent from all over the world came to the city, and some of the best musicians, including people like Kamasi Washington, came and jammed at the club until 5, 6, 7, or 8 o'clock in the morning. So today, in this episode of Why Does Music Matter, we speak with the owner of the LV Café, Yurii Sadovyy. You can often see him there with his fiancée Natalia, and he really, I think, has become the impresario of jazz musicians in Lviv. As you're hearing this podcast, it's a very collegial place, so there's a lot of coming and going and a little background laughter. And about halfway through our discussion, the great music of the evening begins to play. So now, with Yurii Sadovyy, owner of LV Café, I ask the question, why does music matter? I mean, without music, what happens to our souls?
You only exist, but not developing yourself.
So does music challenge you to develop yourself and to become?
Yes, of course, because without music, just imagine your life without music. Any music, not only
I
just
can imagine 2 hours without music unless I'm sleeping.
but you see, you can't imagine. So I think it is the main driver of our lives, music, because you always have music for different moods, different condition, different days, hours, or part of your lives. So,
what would Lviv be like without LV Café Jazz Club?
I think it would like a simple tourist city with nice croissants and coffee, and that's all. Lviv, previously Lviv used to have some great venues, and I have to remember it for everybody, for maybe those people who will listen to us, that we used to have in our city great venues. It was Ziha, it was Lalka Club, where the underground developed in some days. And we also have nobody remembers, but we also have Babylon restaurant, the first restaurant where all that starts.
When was this? In the 90s or 2000s?
In 90s, it's very early 90s.
And what happened? Did these places get sort of bought up by corporate companies and they lost their soul, or did the musicians go away? I mean, clearly the musicians are here at LV, but what happened to all these other places? Why did they go away?
They lose their souls, I think. I don't know where their souls now, but they lose it. Why?
The places, not the musicians and the people.
The places, yeah, it's places.
Anna, yes, Robin. I thought you were in London. No. Oh, no, you're not ruining it. You're adding to the flavor. And it's we have 5 more minutes.
5 more.
Why music matters. So no, you can ask Yura. Yura is our expert, and we're asking him questions. But we're talking about how there used to be many places in Lviv with sort of like an underground music scene and maybe some punk and some jazz, and like there was this real spirit of creativity, and those places are gone. But you say it's because of the management of the people that, with all respect to those people, but it wasn't because the culture dried up. Is that or is it after life gets easier after the post-Soviet time and there's less creativity here? Is that it?
No, less creativity. We, I think we have too much creativity in Lviv, but we have to make some condition to creativity grow up. So okay, if to look closer on LV Jazz Club, everything that what is happening now it's happening because musicians have total freedom. They can't do anything they want on the scene. No limits.
That's what I've observed. Like if it's late at night, like after you have your advertised show, and musicians come from all different venues, they come here, and it's almost they're waiting for the stage to empty, and they're like kids on Christmas morning, like, oh, I get to go on the stage now and play. And
yeah, it's true.
What is your and I was talking with Ihor, I never can pronounce his last name correctly.
Gneden.
And we were talking about Markian
Ivashchishin.
Who was the impresario of Lviv. And Ihor was saying how without someone, like when Marek was around, he knew much more of the creative people in the city. They were connected. And that you really do need a person like this in order to, not just you need places, but you need like a leader really who can cultivate. And many people say, I think that's what you are.
No. Thank you for that place. Thank you for that place. I don't think I'm some person like Marek. With all respect to him, but he was supporting all kind of music and all kind of art always, and it is his great heritage. But me personally, I'm interested only in jazz music, and I'm supporting all jazz musicians. We with my wife Natalka trying to support some local artists with some artwork, but jazz music is the most important thing.
Well, and I loved how when we previously talked about this, you said jazz is the music of free people.
It's true.
You put that on the newspaper, and that's sort of, for me, that's the motto of Ukraine. My experience in Ukraine and my experience here at the LV Café.
Yeah.
But why do you say that? Why is it the music of free people?
Because you could. It's difficult to say it in English. Why I said it? Because I believe in it, and I think that only free people could create music, could play something to inspire everybody. It is very important to be some kind of inspiration for others. If you aren't free, how could you inspire others?
Yeah, because you're not true to who you are, so you can't.
Yeah.
All right. So last question. Oh, if you get a ticket. No. Sorry. Last question. We have 45 seconds.
Okay.
Pause it. We can edit. What was your favorite moment? What has been your favorite moment so far in the history, if you can name one, and what's one that comes to mind in the history of the LV Café, and what really I think I know what your answer is.
Yeah, you know me very good, very well. It was a night when Kamasi Washington was playing here on that stage. It was a moment. It was a night that changed all of us. after that night we all are other.
Why? Was it because you had global recognition of what you built here?
No, it was some feeling that this night will never end, and everybody was like on the sky. It was like a collective pleasure. Everybody was shouting, singing, and dancing. It was great. Everybody was like split like one body. It was the greatest moment.
7 or 8 in the morning. Great. You're on. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening. You can find out more information at our website, lvivlab.com, LVIVLAB.com. True stories from the city of conversation. We have a wealth of stories and videos from the LV Café, as well as stories and podcasts from what I think is one of the most creative places in the world right now. Lviv of the 2020s just might be a little bit of what Paris was in the 1920s. So with that, this is Joe Lindsley with the Lviv Lab for the Activation of Democracy, and this has been our podcast, Why Does Music Matter?